Assalamu alaikum, welcome to 9 p.m. English News Edition, The Headlines. The Minister of National Education sponsored a ceremony dedicated to the launch of the Play to Learn project. For International State, Palestine calls on UN to act to end Israel-Occupied violence. Those were the headlines and welcome to the national news. Social inclusion is the heart of the gender policy was the word used yesterday. A workshop was held at the People's Place to launch the national gender policy for the period 2023-2030. A major event initiated by Minister of Women and Family under the aegis of Prime Minister Abdul Mohammed with the support of FINIP. This document, which is national reference in terms of gender equality policy, is linked with development goals. As a result, the gender issues has been set up an eligibility criterion for different portion of its agency and accelerated priority action plan toward a sustainable and equitable society. From this perspective, the promotion and protection of human rights, particularly those of women, is a prerequisite for inclusive and sustainable development. In short, the aim of this policy is to achieve gender policy and the empowerment of women in the economic development of the national fabric in order to strengthen the participation of both women and girls in the achievement of sustainable development. So the Prime Minister then recalled that the state, under the impetus of the President of the Republic, has never ceased its effort to fulfill the commitment it has entered into through legal instruments on human rights, particularly those protecting women and girls. On the sideline of the AFD annual meeting in the Sharm of the El Sheikh, Egypt, the Minister of Economic and Finance in charge of industry, Mr. Ilyas Moussa Dawali, was received by the President of the African Development Bank Group, Mr. Adnan Zina. During this very fruitful and fraternal meeting, they discussed jobs, entrepreneurship, and finance for young people, urban infrastructure adaptation to climate change, and food security through the development of agro-business in Djibouti with the establishment of financial mechanisms to enable Djiboutian youth to take interest and agribusiness to produce 15% of our food legal. Thereafter, Ways and Minister of Strengthening Economy and Financial Cooperation between the two countries also discussed Egypt's experience with the MENSI program linking water, energy, and food, which are fundamental for the human and well-being, and the promotion of the sustainable development was shared. The Minister of Foreign Affairs and International Cooperation, Mr. Mahmoud Ali Yusuf, received the Serbian Minister for Regional Development, Mr. Edin Derlek. During the meeting, discussion focused on common interests between the two countries. The Minister of Foreign Affairs and International Cooperation, Mr. Mahmoud Ali Yusuf, welcomed the Serbian Minister to Djibouti and expressed his satisfaction at the excellent relation between the two countries. For his part, the Serbian minister thanked Djiboutian head of diplomacy for the warm welcome he had received on Djiboutian soil. The meeting was attended by MEK, Director of Bilateral Relations, Mr. Mehdi Absiye Aboul. The Sheraton Hotel today hosted an important ceremony to officially launch the Play to Learn project, led by Mr. Mustafa Mohammed Mahmoud and Muna Usman, the respective Minister of Manpower and Women and Family, as well as the Charge of the Fair of the U.S. Embassy, Ms. Andrea Mazawick. The Play of to Learn project is funded by USAID to the tune of the $40 million of over 4 years and implemented by Minfob and the Ministry for Women and Family in collaboration with the American consultancy firm Motte and C. Donald. As structured, the project will focus on improving access to equitable, safe, and exclusive preschool and education service. It will also enhance the quality of preschool education service, foster environment that strengthen the service system for early childhood development. Official and participants were given a presentation on the international consulting firm Motte MDC Donald and here from Ms. Ayan Usman Babrar, Technical Advisor and Executive Secretary of the High School Higher Education Committee about his timely visit, and she made it today in units of the American to learn more about the preschool education system. So the Minister of Women and Family, Mrs. Mona Usman Eden, emphasized the importance of the Play to Learn project, which will provide facilitation tools for the holistic development of earlier childhood. She thanked USAID for this timely project, which will revitalize all community daycare centers and solve the problem of state motivation. The Minister also of National Education and Vocational Training Mustafa Mohammed Mahmoud noted that the Play to Learn project came at a time when Menfope is consolidating its achievement and strengthening its action, especially as its approach covered the inter-area childhood pathway from preschool to kindergarten and gives Menfope and MFA the opportunity to think together and coherently about this education over. The Minister of Social Affairs and Solidarity, in conjunction with the Commerce, to discuss ways and means of providing the Republic of Djibouti with emergency food stock. Indeed, following the various consecutive and exogenous crises, the war in the Ukraine, the logistic crisis, as well as the current through which have negatively impacted the international market and national market, also with a shortage of certain food products and price inflation. The President of the Republic, His Excellency Mohamed Gele, wishes to overcome this hazard, prevent similar situation, and thus provide the Republic of Djibouti with a national strategic stock. The Minister of Social Affairs, the of Trade, and Minister of the Agriculture have therefore set about implementing the emergency project in response to the food security crisis, which will help mitigate the risk associated with the food and supply and truth. The president of the Chamber of the Commerce also denoted that a stockpile will be made up of state foods widely consumed by local population. Its main objective will be to ensure the country's food security. In other words, it should be guaranteed and negate supply of food while avoiding shortage and excessive price raise. Also, the Minister of Social Affairs and Solidarity called that the establishment of strategic food stockpile will represent a proactive measure to deal with a potential disruption to the food supply. Working in conjunction with the Djibouti Chamber of Commerce, the relevant ministries are seeking to identify the most effective means of building up this strategic food stock. A National and Unite Week in full in the Dikil region, a meeting with a various segments of society from the interior and the capital, all united under the slogan Dikil, Mother of Unite and Level for Social Cohesion, are being organized throughout the capital of the United Region. In the same vein, the premise of the Regional Council of the Dikil region today hosted an important meeting on the theme of raising the community awareness of the negative effect of social network. The meeting saw the participation of several young men and women from the United Region, but also from other regions in the interior, all eager to debate the negative impact of social network. The aim of the workshop was to raise public awareness among bloggers and social networks about the right way to behave on the social network, which sometimes became very sensitive and harmful. The message from local authority to young influencers and bloggers was to unite and around the Tibetan value, which are none another other than peace, united social cohesion, and good living together. An opinion shared by all of young participants who all agree on the need to consolidate and strengthen these Jewish value, which are the identity of all Jewish.
من زمان فيك الحنان يا أرض السلام يا أرض الأمان دخل من زمان فيك الحنان.
L'unité, c'est un effort de chaque instant. L'unité.
So the Minister of Health organized a 3-day workshop at the Kempinski focused on the development of performance-based financing strategy under the patronage of the Secretary General of Health, Dr. Salih Bonita Tourabi, and the workshop drew together 130 participants representing all the structure in the health and pyramid. This strategy focuses on specifically on the prevention, patient reception, the state of infrastructure and medical equipment, and finally on the issues of motivating medical staff. Such a mechanism will encourage institutions and staff to work harder on the quantity and quality of services by making health facilities more autonomous in terms of management. Last but not least, this mechanism will also help to strengthen the healthcare system at a higher level. So, in their speech, the two leaders emphasized the importance of this project for the various health and structure as well as in the improvement of care, particularly for mother and child health. So the Secretary General Salih Bonita and thanked the World Bank for this project and indicated that this new performance-based finding will considerably strengthen the activity of health structure. And for the international scene, Palestine has called on the United Nations to intervene to put an end to Israeli violation in the occupied territory. The Palestinian representative of the UN, Riyad Mansour, has sent 3 letters to Secretary General Antonio Guterres, the Swiss President of the Security Council, and the President of the General Assembly, Shaba Koroshi. The letter denounced the continued action of the Israeli occupier, including the incitement to violence, provocation, confiscation of land, and forced displacement of the Palestinian civilians in flagrant violation of international law. Mansour also mentioned the attack on the Al-Aqsa Mosque by Zionist extremists, violating its existing historical and legal status. He stressed the need for the Security Council to reject Zionist claims to East Jerusalem and the rest of the occupied Palestine, and to call on the occupying power to respect international law. That's it for this edition. Thanks for attention. Wonderful evening.